Okay, what I'm going to show you how to do is create a report with no criteria. Now the way to do that is you need a blank form, which I've got here. I've called it FRM Rep 1. I'm going to put a form on report on there. The other thing you need to have is a view that you've created in SQL Server and then copied off onto your data set. Okay, so the data set here. So I've got this view here. There's no criteria, no parameters, so it's just a simple view, and I'm going to use that as a basis for my report. Right, so to get started I need to go to the form where I'm going to create the report. Now you go to the toolbox and look in the reporting section, and you've got Crystal Report Viewer, and you've got this Microsoft one. So we go for Microsoft, put that on the form, make it as big as you like, fill out the form, because basically that's going to show the report, and you can also have buttons on there to print and everything. Right, so first thing to do is go to the magic button and click on it, and we'll go for design a new report. Okay, so it's a wizard that basically takes you through this. It's a bit tricky, some of it, but most of it's okay. So we find the view that we created, and it's in our data set. So view students course I'm going to do. Now that's just, we're basically going to get a list of all the students on the different courses. So just click next, next again. Okay. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to group it by course name. So basically what's going to happen for every course name, it's going to show me the student's name and the ITG. Now bear in mind that course name comes from course, student name and ITG comes from student table, so it's getting from multiple tables, but because we created the view, it's not a problem. Okay, we'll just keep it nice and simple. There's only two we're going to use for now. Okay, we'll keep going, and we'll finish that there. Okay, so once you've done that, you get this design view of the report. We'll leave that for now, that's fine. So there's I probably should have called it something other than report one, but don't worry about that for now. So I'm going to close that. So remember, it's report one. That should be in my Solution Explorer now. There it is there. Okay, now it hasn't actually, I've just designed a report. I haven't actually said that it's going to be bound to this report viewer. So I actually have to say which one it is. So report one, and then it will create local datasets, binding source, and a table adapter. So it's basically it's okay to go. Now I've already created a button to open up this form, and it should do what I want. Okay, so click on report one. Okay, report's been generated. There we go. So I can print that. This all looks quite nice. It's very easily done. I'll show you how to edit it now. Obviously I don't want it to call it report one, so we'll change that. So now to get the design view back up of the report, go to Solution Explorer, click on report1.rdlc. Okay, so first thing to do is get rid of that report one. We don't like that. Let's call it student list or something like that. Okay, and that's exactly as it's going to be. Now, what we'd like to be able to do, you noticed, what we'd like to be able to do is maybe have a count of the students per course. So if you notice here, there's got slightly different, that's a group there, because it's grouping on the course name. If I right click that, properties, actually I'll right click on it, not right click properties, just right click edit group. Okay, now what we want to do is include a group footer. So in this group footer, we want to display how many students there are in each group, and it's created that for us. So in here we can put whatever we like. So we could just, for instance, here just type in count, student count or something like that, or number of students. Okay, just save that for now. We'll actually put the, it's not wide enough, but it doesn't matter. Let's just run that and see what effect that has. Okay, so notice it says number of students, and that says that after each group because it's grouping on course name. So it automatically does that, and that's quite a lot of work it's doing there. Now what we're going to do is put in a calculated field in there in the report to actually tell us how many students there are in each group. So right, well, you click in where you want it to go. It's going to go there, and then expression. Okay, and what we want to do is find common functions, aggregate, and we've got count. So double click on count, and then we want to actually tell it, well actually we want to do on the student name. The student name's fine, could have done ITG, it's the same count. So double click on the student name. All we've got to do now is close the brackets, click OK. So that's basically going to count all the fields, student names in that group. Okay, so it's fairly powerful, so let's save that and run it, and you should find we have a nice count. Okay, so click on that, point has been generated, and it should count right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it counted right, so that's works out quite well. And that's basically how you do a pretty simple report plus some grouping